What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and the things you're supposed to be doing are not your circumstances, not where your background, not your current situation, but actually your limiting beliefs? When I say limiting beliefs, I'm not talking about cultural beliefs. I respect culture, I respect people's culture. I'm talking about your limiting beliefs, your personal limiting beliefs. Those tiny, sneaky, little negative things you're always telling yourself, those thoughts you're always having within yourself, those are the limiting beliefs I'm referring to. Now, let me break it down. Let's actually define limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are those ingrained thoughts, those small, small, little sneaky snitches that are in your head, in your mind, talking to you, that restrict your actions, restrict your potential, restrict your growth. Those are the limiting beliefs I am talking about. On a more serious note, these limiting beliefs can come from past experiences, societal conditioning, and the societal conditioning that is more like very pronounced now is the internet society, the new media society. That's a very large society that a lot of people have identified themselves with. A lot of people have conditioned themselves to belong to that society alone. So that particular society is a problem. It's a limiting belief. Your limiting beliefs can come from that society. Another area that your limiting belief can come from is the fear of failure. A lot of people are so scared to fail. These three areas, your limiting beliefs can stem from them. You can add more if you have in the comment section, but these are areas that I feel like okay, they are very pronounced. What can limiting beliefs do to you? They will sabotage your success. They will sabotage your success. You cannot achieve what you don't believe is possible. Do you know that? Nobody's belief will work for you. What limiting belief can also do to you is to shape your decisions. They will make you be so comfortable in that comfort zone, and they will have you thinking that your comfort zone is the only place to be. So those fear-based thinking will keep you in your comfort zone. Third thing limiting beliefs will do to you, they will damage your self esteem. But let me tell you the good news. The good news is for every problem, there is always the first step, which is identifying the problem. The solution to your problem is first to identify that there is one. And one way to identify these limiting beliefs is to pay attention to yourself when you talk to yourself. When you introspect, what do you tell yourself? What do you listen to yourself say? Those are your limiting beliefs. If you listen to yourself always telling yourself negative things, always telling yourself how hard things are, how hard things can be, how hard you cannot do this or do that, those are those sneaky tiny bastards talking to you. And those are your limiting beliefs. Number two, reflecting on your past experiences or past failures. When you search deeper and see those things that caused your failures or see where you failed before, reflect on them. Those are areas where your limiting beliefs are coming from. So, reflecting on past failures can actually help you identify your limiting beliefs and know how to work on them. Ask yourself, what story did you create from your failure? Did you create a story of, I am never ever going to try this again? Did you create a story of, I have failed and that's it? Did you create a story of, yes, I failed, but I'm definitely going to make it better next time? That's what you should be asking yourself. Number three is examining your comfort zone. This whole issue of comfort zone, a friend once told me that your comfort is what you create for yourself. You can create a space, have everything in that space, even though the space is small. You make it your comfort zone. And you can have a big space and still not be comfortable in that space. You still will not make that space comfortable for you. So, comfort is what you identify or what you define as comfort. So, examine your comfort zone. Is it truly your comfort zone? Or is it just the fact that you're scared of pushing further? Number four, look for patterns. Patterns are things that reoccur. Patterns are things or ways that actually reoccur over a period of time. Look for patterns. What thoughts consistently hold you back from taking risk? Are they thoughts like people like me don't succeed? Oh? People who have this complexion that I have don't succeed. People who have this dentition don't succeed. Or people who have this kind of my eyes don't succeed. Are those the kind of thoughts you're always having? Are those the kind of thoughts that keep reoccurring in your mind? These are patterns that you need to work on. Now that we have identified these beliefs and actually Let's talk about ways of crushing them because that's very important. How do you crush these limiting beliefs? Number one, challenge the beliefs. Number one is to challenge those limiting beliefs. Yes, if you constantly say certain things in a negative way, why don't you challenge yourself to say it more positive? For example, first of all, know the root cause. Where did this belief come from? I told you it could come from, past experience. It could come from societal conditioning. It could come from a lot of things. So where did it come from? You know where it came from. Now you have to contradict them. What evidence do you have to contradict this belief? Have you ever done something right before? Yes, if you've done something right before, as opposed to you always thinking you can never do them right, that is a contrary view to those beliefs that you're always having. So that's one way to actually challenge it. Tell yourself, how am I always thinking I can't do this when I have done something like this before, when I've done this before? So that's one way of contradicting those beliefs. Secondly, you can actually take small actions to actually prove those beliefs wrong. If you're always thinking there's no way out, there's nothing I can do, this is the only place I can be, this is just what I'm capable of doing, this is the only limit I can take, why not stretch a bit? Why not stretch a little bit more and see how far you can go? Three, surround yourself with empowering influences. Empowering influences can actually be people, it could be books, it could be the things you expose yourself to, it could be things you listen to, watch, or whatever. It could be the content you consume. A lot of people consume content that don't benefit them or don't make them grow in any way. So while you are watching content about people who are separating in their marriages, or people whose relationship are breaking up and down, or people whose marriages are crashing, or people whose family are not doing, or whose family who are having family disputes, or you're basically concerning yourself with gossips about people, and just wanting to always hear what is happening in someone's life, why not refocus or reposition your thought process or your mind or your actions or the things that you consume? Now, there's one thing about social media algorithm. It pushes your way the things you always search for. It pushes your way the things you're always concerned about. So if you're constantly searching for celebrities who are fighting, or celebrities whose family and marriages are not doing well, or celebrities who the parents are not in good terms with the children, or the children are not in good terms with the parents, or this or that is happening in their lives, that's what the algorithm is going to be pushing your way. But if you're searching for content that are going to develop you, content that are going to grow you, that's exactly what the algorithm is going to push your way. The algorithm obeys whatever command you give to it because it is meant to obey you. So whatever you expose yourself to, or whatever you decide to expose yourself to, that's exactly what you're going to be fed with. Your limiting beliefs are not facts. They are just stories that you told yourself. They are just lies that you told yourself. They are just things that you constantly tell yourself. And today, after watching this video, you have the power to rewrite those stories. You have the power to take charge of the script. You have the center stage. Imagine the freedom, imagine the confidence, imagine the success you will achieve when you let go of all those sneaky, tiny, little beliefs that are always telling you things that you can't do, or things, areas you cannot be good at, or things you cannot, or how you cannot make it, or how you cannot be this or that. So, brothers and sisters, ask yourself, and this time, answer yourself again, and let's see how it goes.